Last time in Black Clover, with the Dark Triad's destructive attacks continuing, with Vanessa and Magicula blasting through the Heart Kingdom's defense, Dante shows up at the Black Bull hideout in search for Yami, but instead meeting some new, interesting toys to play with. Yo, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another Black Clover chapter review. I'm going to say this right away. If you're not caught up to the most recent events of the manga, then I do highly recommend you get off this video immediately, because you will, I repeat, you definitely will get spoiled. Anyway, this chapter starts off all guns blazing. Everything is just turned up to the max. Asta charges in straight away for the attack on Dante. And now's probably a great time actually to bring up today's question of the day. Get your answers in the comment section down below, people. What do you think Dante is going to do now that he knows that Asta is possessed by a devil? Also, on top of that, be sure to leave a like on this video as well, and to subscribe if you're not already. Anyway, Dante gets the edge on Asta straight away by just effortlessly dodging all of Asta's attacks. And I feel like we just need to say this, alright? I need to anyway, because I wasn't really a huge fan of Dante straight away prior to this chapter. I don't know, it might have been the god-awful mustache, I'm not sure. I know, I want to talk. But yeah, I was really undecided on Dante, and like I said, that was until this chapter, because he never really had that instantaneous wow factor that I think a lot of Black Clover characters do in fact have. But with his personality more on show in this chapter, and boy does his character benefit for it, I can safely say I'm on the Dante hype train now, ladies and gentlemen. He is an absolute badass. Not only does he effortlessly dodge Asta's attacks, but he's also got some of the coolest, most interesting magic this series has ever given us. I mean, this man just simply picks up trees, huge trees from the ground, turns them around and hurls them towards Asta, and puts Asta into a certain death situation. If it wasn't for Vanessa's red thread of fate, Asta was gone there and then. But Dante clearly doesn't view Asta as his initial threat, But Dante clearly does not see Asta as his initial threat, as he just simply dodges him, leaves him alone, and goes straight for Vanessa. Now, he already knows that Vanessa's an arcane stage level mage because of a natural law denying ability of the red thread of fate. However, he now also takes a more physical interest in Vanessa in this chapter, as he takes a very long look at her and thinks, yeah, you know what, I'm going to be having myself some of that. But Asta, in true Asta fashion, saves his Black Bull friends' lives in his Black Asta form, and that's when Dante thinks, oh, hang on, Vanessa. His eyes light up in just so much intrigue at the fact that he's seeing a Clover resident with the ability of a devil. Now, there's a lot of interest in this chapter on how effortlessly and how easily Dante dodges all of Asta's attacks. Now, we know Asta is incredibly fast, but, and this just goes to show Tabata and Dante's creativity when it comes to manipulating magic, gravity. Dante just simply makes himself lighter, he makes himself heavier, whatever, but in this case, he makes himself lighter so that Asta just physically, literally, just physically, no matter what he can do, it's against the will of science. Asta can't catch up because his gravity, Dante's gravity, is just far too fast for him. And with us seeing how incredibly powerful the gravity magic of Dante really is, I want to ask you guys, what about his devil's ability? We've not seen him go into his devil form yet. We've not seen any glimpse of what his devil's even capable of. Now, we may not necessarily know what Xenon's is capable of either. We don't know whether or not they can actually tap into their power, but it's never been 100% stated they can, I don't think. But, I mean, it's safe to say you can speculate that they can. I mean, Xenon, we know he's got the bone magic, and he also regenerated his bones really, really quickly, to the point where it's actually faster than what Yuno's wind could decay. Now, is that just an added bonus to his bone magic, or is it, as I speculated, that the regenerative ability is actually the ability of his devil? Obviously, we know that Magicula's got curse magic. We don't know what Vanice's actual magic is, but I will presume that she can also, to some degree, also use Magicula's curse magic if she needs to. In the same way that Asta can use the anti-magic. Now, we know that Asta can use anti-magic because he doesn't have any magic himself, but say, for example, if I had a different devil, in the same way that he's tapping into the anti-magic power of the anti-magic devil, I imagine he'd still be able to use that devil's power on top of whatever magic ability Asta would have in his own fake imaginary world. But enough crazy mind-blowing speculation on devils, because I'm sure we're going to be doing that plenty in this arc. Let's jump into Gauche joining in on the fight, because I love it when Gauche joins in and fights. It doesn't happen very often, but you know when Gauche does join in on a fight, it's going to be something a little bit different to what you're used to in Black Clover. It's not going to be as flashy, it's not going to be as punchy action. It's going to be more teamwork, more tactics. It's such a breath of fresh air, really, compared to all the other types of fights you get in Black Clover. And we see that with the Mirror Meteorite. I love that name, by the way. Such a good name, but such an incredible attack and something so out of the box that you wouldn't really think or speculate would happen. And then the other thing which I see a lot of people talking about is, when is Yami going to come back into the story? Because we're not 100% sure how the timelines match up right now in the timeline of events, but we know that Yami currently, I believe, is at a big captain meeting, I want to say, in the Clover Kingdom. I'm not sure the exact specifics of it, I'm paraphrasing there, but I'm sure with all those captains gathered together, they would have all clicked onto the fact that William hasn't turned up. And that's when I'm sure someone, whether it be Yuno, Marks, anyone, I don't know who, but someone will go to him saying there's an emergency. The Golden Dawn headquarters has been torn to the ground, half of them are dead, William is gone. And that's when everyone will go into panic, they'll all go into action stations to save and protect the Clover Kingdom, and that's when Yami, it's similar to how Yami caught onto something fishy going on when Patry was fighting Julius and he went straight to Julius. I think Yami will do the same here and think, Finral, we've got to go, we've got to get back, our boys are in trouble. So yeah, I do think maybe at the end of the next chapter, Yami will make his move, and because I'm sure Yami will be detrimental in the fight against Dante, because there's no way in hell I think Asta will be a match for Dante right now, and we know that Yami's dark magic is some sort of mini kryptonite against the devils. We know that Yami's dark magic made the word magic devil essentially himself upon seeing it. But I think that's where I'm going to end this review. Chapter 241, I say it was absolutely beautiful chapter, one of my favourites of this arc so far. It was very action heavy, but that's the bread and butter of Black Clover. That's what Black Clover is built upon. And I don't usually like action or fighting in manga. I find it sometimes it can be quite messy, quite difficult to read and follow, but Black Clover does it differently. For such an action heavy and action focused series, it does such a brilliant job of intertwining storytelling in each bit of action, to the point where, for example, this chapter, it was all fighting. Everything in this chapter was fighting, but I've come away from this chapter with so much new information. The plot has progressed so much in such a short space of time that I come away from it and think, oh yeah, there was a fight going on in this chapter, wasn't there? Yeah, like I said, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're not ready to become a member of the Senpai Squad, and as always, I'll be seeing you guys in another video very soon. Thank you so much for watching, but until next time, peace.